Welcome, lovely Aquarius, to your general timeless reading. This reading is going to be a little different, guys. I just wanted to switch things up this time, and Spirit showed me what to do, and this is what I'm doing to have a little bit of fun. Okay, so I will begin your reading with interpretation of information that came through for your zodiac sign of Aquarius psychically and through video clips. There's a sneak peek. I also had a person that came through that will be for one of you that has a message for you as well. Okay, I will also be scrying the crystals and the turban seashells, and as spiritually guided, I will be pulling the symbolic cards and the oracle cards, either or both, however I'm divinely led, and I will also be pulling a charm or charms. Okay, so we'll see what spirit has in store for you, lovely Aquarius. Let's go ahead and get this on the ball. Holy Spirit, Holy Divine, all who are with me in the highest divine realms of love and truth, I ask you that you please give me clear understanding, clear communication, and interpretation skills to bring forth the most loving, truthful information that Aquarius needs to know most. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, and here we go. So we have a lot right here to begin with. First of all, for the one person that sees this, I will be describing to you what I heard and saw from this person to give you an idea of who this person is. When you hear all the details, this will clue you in to who this person is and that this is for you. Okay. Everybody else, just hold tight because this same person is also bringing in information for the zodiac sign of Aquarius for this timeless reading as well. Okay, so for the one person, I heard a male voice say, "There's more." Okay, um, now what that told me was this person um, could have either been involved in some kind of self inflicted harm, whether it was intentional or not. What I mean by that could have been something starting with the S, or could have been deemed um, by police or a coroner or something like that. That this person may have taken some type of drug, just an example, and uh, it was laced with something they didn't know about. Okay, um, it could so that could lead into like a wrongfully deemed death, which would actually be more on the side of murder. So, what this person I'm feeling is trying to say with there's more, I've seen this before, I've heard this before from spirit, different spirits. They're wanting you to investigate more in depth. There's more that needs to be told because it's like sometimes what happens is someone passes away and when they pass, they do usually they'll do an investigation as long as it doesn't go into a cold case, right? And they will deem the death, whether it's the S word or whatever they may find. Okay, now sometimes these cases um, are not correct. They appear a certain way, but if you dive deeper, then you find more information, right? Um, and what happens is a lot of times the crossover spirits, they do hear everything that we say. So let's say, for an example, someone passed away. They were murdered. Okay, and let's say during the funeral, that person's spirit is there. They're hearing, that as long as they're not a negative entity, they can hear your thoughts as well. Okay, but you know how people do. People get around, they talk, they gossip. They say, oh, so and so was a very good kid, but had an addiction problem. Um, Spreading not the whole truth. And while this person may have had an addiction problem at the same time, there's more to the story. This person may have been actually murdered because they were laced with something. This person, so they want you to know there's a situation like that going on, and there's more information, because it's almost like, although they are admitting fault in one aspect, they're wanting everyone to understand that there's more to the story that needs to be told, because at this time this person has not moved on. They're waiting until their story is being told. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a description of this person. It was a Caucasian male. He was approximately 28 to 30 years old. Could have been a little younger with a more mature voice, but I'm going to say 28 to 30 years old, give or take just a few years either way. Okay. Um, his eyes were blue. I saw him wearing like this. This was what he passed away in. Okay. This was like a dark navy stripe, and this was like a green. Okay. So it was like navy green, navy green. It was a wide stripes all the way down. He was also wearing very loose, baggy blue jeans. Now they're not the blue jeans that are baggy that, like the young kids will wear, where they're showing, part of their underwear. It wasn't like that. It's more of like someone who had either lost weight and the jeans were very baggy, or um, that's just what they had to wear. But the jeans were extremely baggy. This male was approximately 150 pounds, 5 foot 8 inches tall approximately, and I felt that this person may have passed away around 2012. Okay, give or take a few years, could have been 2010, 2014, somewhere through there, because of what he was wearing. Um, this shirt reminded me of like the Tommy Hilfiger type shirts. It didn't have the logo that I saw, but it did remind me of that. And, Tommy Hilfiger was big back then. Now, we also have he gave me the letter J. I asked him to please give me his name. I saw the letter J, so that could be first, middle, or last name. And I just wrote down some names here. But this, by all means, is not all the names, under classified under the J letter. But I wrote Jim, Jimmy, James, Jason, Joel, Joe, Joey, Jax, Jack, Justin, Jess, Jesse, and Jeremy. So again, first, middle, or last name. So whomever that comes on here, it doesn't matter if it's 5 years down the road, if you see this, and this is information that you understand, then this is for you. Okay, let's move along for everyone else. Now, the message that this person brought through that is for the collective of Aquarius was not now. Okay. So then I said, okay, what does not now mean? And then I went into vision, and this was what I was shown. Okay. I was shown, hold on, not this part, just this part. Okay. So you see here, where's my pen? Here, there's a very huge head here. Now, in this situation, this person looked very frustrated, okay, anxious, um, and also you can see the frown, right? Now, because this person has this expression on this person's face, this is telling me, oh, and this person is bald. That's telling me this person has no divine protection. Okay, this person's basically done some stuff, and in the middle of some kind of I hate to put it this way, but it's kind of like a person that never understands or gets that they've done something to hurt someone, and they do this repetitively over and over and over again until finally it's like um, spirit guides and angels are there, but they step away from the act of helping until this person receives some type of karma or some type of justification so that they can learn. Okay. Um, so that's what's going on here. So that's telling me that this person with the big head, since with all these expressions, no hair, that's saying this person's a very controlling person. This could be a person who is either abusive now, and it could be emotionally, it could be physically, it could be both, or that's what's coming in the future should this person continue in your energy. Okay. I also felt like this person is having some type of chemical imbalance in the brain. Disclosure, I am not a licensed psychologist nor psychiatrist, so I cannot diagnose nor treat. I am a retired nurse, so I can say signs and symptoms of. Okay, so this person I felt is displaying signs and symptoms of some type of chemical imbalance in the brain. I'm also feeling that this person could be very, very jealous. Okay, and I say this because this person, you see the eyes? This person is looking directly down at you. Now, this is you, Aquarius, right here, okay? So this is an older feminine energy. Age does not matter here. I'll explain in a moment. It's just saying that you're coming through as a more mature feminine energies in this situation, more loving, caring, nurturing, okay? There's a younger feminine energy, not gender specific, but this person, it's like there's someone here coming to you for help or to talk to you about something serious, okay? That's bothering this person, and they need to talk to you. This could be your child. If you don't have a child, it could be a niece, a nephew, a friend. Take it how it resonates. But there's someone here in a feminine energy that's going to need to talk to you, either needing help or just needing guidance, okay? But what I'm getting here is this person is very close in your energy. You see how close this head is to your hair, right? Now, all this hair here is telling me you and this person coming towards you are definitely divinely protected, okay? And by the hair being so high up around the crown chakra, this is also telling me two people here connected to the divine, okay? Connected to God. Now, this person um, is very close, as I said, to you somehow in your energy. This could be a family member, it could be someone you live with in your household, doesn't have to be. Even if you live, let's say you live in an apartment complex, they may not live in the apartment with you, but they could live in the complex. Okay, this could be a boss. Large heads to me also means someone who would be an authoritative figure. So that could also be a parent, grandparent, uncle, aunt. It could be a teacher, leader, officer, things like that. But this person is very jealous of you when this person comes towards you for some type of guidance or help. It's not that this person, okay, even if this person says something like, I don't want you giving this person money, it's not the money. There's another agenda here. This person is jealous of the time that you're taking, this person is taking away from this person, because this person wants you, Aquarius, all to yourself. They want all your attention. Okay. So be very careful. Spirit really wants you to know that there is someone here that has some kind of signs and symptoms of needing some help here. I also feel like this person, either they have not been diagnosed, or they've been diagnosed and they're not taking their medication properly. Okay, so um, for me, that's disaster waiting to happen. Okay, if this person continues to stay in your energy in the same way, you may need to set very strong boundaries with this person. Whatever you do, you need to make sure you do things safely. I feel like this person could have periods of rage. I feel like this person, like one day they may be happy and ready to go conquer the world, and the next day, if you're on the phone trying to help someone, or somebody's coming to you really needing to talk to you about some guidance, this person will go off. They may not go off around other people, but once you're off the phone with that person, or once that person leaves, that's when they would target you. Okay, and they will blame you, but it's all stemming from some kind of imbalance in the brain here. Okay, this person is not stable. So this person also, if you can see, there's a teddy bear. Now this person was holding this teddy bear. Now for me, this the symbolic meaning of a teddy bear, that is some form of security. And if you can see, the teddy bear, its left eye is closed. It only has one eye open, which means that this person's security feels like it's being attacked when other people are in your energy. Okay, if they don't have you all to themselves, they feel like they don't have security. Okay, and you also see this bear has a frown. Okay, so also it made me feel like, honestly, that this person, no matter what you say, Aquarius, you could try to explain to them for days about a situation. Let's say, for an example, you go to a store, a local store that is right across the street from where you live. Now, we never know when we walk into a store, no matter the amount of cars, we don't know how many people were in those vehicles, right? And so we don't know how many people are in that store. We don't know how long we're going to have to wait in line, etc., right? Plus, we don't know if we're going to run into someone that we may know or something. Okay, so this is the type of person that if you walked into, let's say, going to the store and you needed to just go pick up trash bags, right? And this person, they stay home, they don't want to go, but you need to believe that this person is clocking you. Like every second, they're clocking you. And it's like needing to know exactly how much time that you have spent and why are you not back if you're 5 minutes late. That's what I'm getting here. And so I asked for clarification on this, and Spirit showed me this. And that's just saying that it's going to be very important for you to keep your eyes open. You see, there's no mouth, not to be responding to this person in any way. It's just to observe this person and their actions while you're in the same vicinity as them. See if they do things that don't really, are kind of off to you. Keep your ears, these are ears, keep your ears wide open. Holy Spirit, Holy Divine, what would you like to tell lovely Aquarius, please? What would you like to tell lovely? Here, thank you. Okay. Oh, this is great, Aquarius. This is fantastic. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, um, I am seeing you smiling really big. Now you're coming through as a masculine energy with someone that is representing that younger female, the younger female smiling. Aquarius, you're going to be teaching that masculine with the big head, whomever that is for you in your life. You're going to be teaching them something here. Um, they're not looking very happy, I want to say, but they're not looking destructive. Okay, it's like a big lesson learned. However, there I am seeing distance. Remember how close by that person was to you, Aquarius, in the drawing. Now I'm seeing distance. Okay. So that could be you have separated from this person, you have walked away from a job, you have, or you're going to, depending on your timeline, um, that you will be distancing yourself from them some way, somehow, emotionally, physically, both. Um, but I see you with this distance, very, very happy. Okay, that could also just mean setting strong, firm boundaries and detaching yourself from the person or the situation uh, more so. I feel like this person could be the type of energy that would throw tantrums like a little child from time to time if they don't get their way. Again, this person isn't stable. I don't feel like it's a situation of where, it's a person that was spoiled growing up or something like that. No, I definitely feel like this is something this person cannot help. But at the same time, it's going to be very important for you to observe this person. And if you feel like this person is not stable to be around, really go to God and the divine and see what further action that you should take. Okay. Just whatever you do, make sure you keep yourself safe. And remember, that being that I was shown that's representing you with the big ears did not have a mouth. So it's going to be crucial if this person were to go into some kind of rage or something like that. Be careful how you respond. Be careful how you react. It's better right now during that situation to just observe, okay? Um, so that you can do what you need to do safely. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the symbolic cards. Spirit, Holy, Divine, please show me, tell me, or both. Top two cards for Aquarius. Please tell me when to stop. Please give me the top two cards for Aquarius. Please tell me when to stop. Okay, now. Oh, Spirit said put it back. Okay, there. Okay, yes. And I heard top and bottom, so we have to take one from the top. It says personal productivity. I can't make this up. Okay, so you were happy after some kind of distance here, and then the one on the bottom is profits ahead. Yes, so Spirit's saying that if you move forward from this situation, um, distancing yourself somehow. Some of you, again, that could mean that this is a boss, okay, or a job, and you may need to distance yourself from that situation because some of you may realize you are working at a toxic workplace or a toxic environment. Um, However, this resonates for you, you're being told that basically you're going to see a lot of improvement ahead if you either set strong, firm boundaries or you walk away from a situation. Now, I must say, if this has to do with something about your livelihood, your finances, something like that, it is never, ever a good idea to just walk away from a job if you don't have at least 6 months of emergency money saved back to give yourself time to get another job and get on your feet, or already be hired in at another place. Okay, so let's do things, let's do things the right way and the safe way. Okay, it's the best way that I can put that. All right, I'm going to be using just these two decks. Spirit, which one, please? Which one? This one? Okay, thank you. Okay, what would you like to tell Aquarius before we close? What does Aquarius need to know about this situation, please? About the outcome? Thank you. Okay, this one? Yes. We have inflexible change. You or the person involved are set in ways that are impending growth. I cannot make this up. There's the person with the big head. That's the person you cannot get them to change because they're not going to understand. Okay? You cannot get them to understand that, whatever it is that you try to get them to understand, they are going to see that it's all your fault. There's nothing that can be done about it, okay, unless they just go get professional help. So you or the person involved are set in ways that are impending growth. So this is a situation that's going to slow or completely stop your spiritual growth until you do some kind of setting boundaries or distancing yourself some way, somehow. Okay. Be more open minded and see the other person's point of view to expand your perspective in a healthily. Oftentimes, being too rigid. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think this card's messed up. Hold on a second. It says, you or the person involved are set in ways that are impending growth. Be more open minded. Okay, then we're going to stop there. And then see the other person's point of view to expand your perspective. Then it says, oftentimes being too rigid masks the problem that causes imbalance and unrest. Flexibility is needed to create flow. So, what I'm getting with this is basically spirit saying, in other words, it's the same thing as that drawing where you don't have a mouth. Okay. Um, so, like, for instance, let's say now that you know that there's a huge possibility that this person has some kind of chemical imbalance. It's something that they cannot help, okay? Whether they're on purpose not taking their medicine or what, you know this person has a disability, okay? Now, let's say this person um, does argue with you, and you start arguing back, okay? Spirit's saying that's not a good idea, because when you argue back, especially now, knowing that this person has some kind of disability, and knowing that no matter what you say, how you defend yourself, that this person is absolutely not going to get what you're saying. Okay, they're going to see things their way, and that's it, right? So spirits, this person cannot be flexible. Okay, it's not in them. There's the way their brain is reacting right now. It's making me feel like they cannot do flexibility. They are a different person from day to day. And so it's like spirit saying for you to take on this flexibility, observe this person, when see their patterns. Okay. See how many days do they go, if you can do this safely. See how many days that they can go without going into a rage, or um, accusing of things or whatever, um, just for a short time. Again, as long as you're safe, right? Um, and then after you've had time to observe the situation and you see the truth of the matter, okay, then it's time for you to take action to either distance yourself emotionally, physically, or both, okay, or set very strong boundaries. But I have a feeling for most of you, this person is not going to, they're just not going to get boundaries, okay? They might tell you that, okay, I'm sorry, crocodile tears and all that, okay? They may tell you that they will start respecting you more. They won't do it again or whatever. This person is incapable of doing that, is what I'm trying to tell you, Aquarius. This person, uh, mentally, until they get the help that they need, medication, counseling, some kind of psychotherapy, something, okay, to start getting them more in balance. Um, Boundaries are going to be very hard with this person. Okay, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying it's going to be very hard. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, any other cards? But yes, Spirit wants to go to this deck. Okay, what would you like to tell Aquarius for guidance, please, about this situation? Ooh, that just flipped over. And I believe, was there another one? No, okay, just this one. It says, behold beauty. When you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is so. Self fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways. So, this is telling you that within this situation, know your worth. Okay. Instead of looking at the situation as, oh my God, I'm in hell, this person is literally frustrating me. This person is really making me feel like I am worthless. Guys, I've been there, okay? And I had to learn to let go of those kind of thoughts. And I had to start finding my own worth and understand my value. And I had to know my value so that no matter what someone else said to me, or how they, treated me or reacted to me or whatever, at the end of the day, I know my worth. Okay. I know my truth. And what that other person says or does not matter to me. right? So that's what Spirit's asking you here and explaining. It's about perspective. You can stay in this mentality of oh my gosh, this is a horrible person, it's a horrible situation, I'm living in hell. Or okay, this person obviously needs help. I'm not a doctor unless you are. I'm not a doctor. There's nothing I can do to help this person. I've, like myself, I did try to get someone help for years, but the person has to be willing to help themselves, right? So it's one of these situations of doing what you know you can do in a positive manner to help yourself. Also, help that other person, whether it's suggesting, if you can do it safely, suggesting, you might need to go to counseling. Usually, when they go to counseling, the counselors can pretty much tell if a person needs to see the psychiatrist for medication, something like that. People are usually, not all the time, but people are more willing to go to a counselor, if you say counselor, than go to a psychiatrist. So, depending on who this person is for you, you may need to mention counselor instead of, you need mental help. Just, hey, it sounds like you might need to go to a counselor. Uh, can I help you? And this person may not allow you to help them. Okay. This person may give you false promises that they'll do it, that they'll do it this time. But just again, this is going to be about you observing and making the right choice for yourself and knowing your worth. Okay. And doing what you need to do safely to um, I'm just going to say it again. Distance yourself some way, somehow. Okay. But I do see you happy after that point. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a charm or charm spirit. How many would you like to get, Aquarius? Oh, we have two. Okay. Feels like two, guys. Hang on just a second. Yes. Look at this. See, remember all that hair that I said you guys had all over your head? Look at this. You're divinely protected, you and this person. Well, you are. Okay. So you have Archangel Michael here. You are divinely protected in this situation. So do not let this bring you fear. And then we have the little paw print. Again, this is symbolic to me for a stuffed animal, which is symbolic for security. So on your end of things, once you have observed the situation and you take action to do what's best for yourself, okay, Spirit's wanting you to know you will have that divine protection, okay, as long as you do as spiritually guided, okay, being cautious at the same time, right? You don't want to make any extra arguments or anything like that, right? And as you do these things, that Spirit is actually going to be working behind the scenes to help bring some kind of security back into your life. And honestly, I can feel like right now as I'm talking, it's almost like I want to okay, like I can actually breathe now. It was giving me a feeling of someone watching this that was so stressed or are going to be feeling so stressed that you feel like you can't breathe. And when you actually remove yourself from the situation or set the boundaries, whatever works for you, it's like all of a sudden you can breathe. You can feel like you can be yourself now. Okay. And I really feel like that's going to contribute a lot to the smiling I saw. Okay, I'm going to leave this here with you, lovely Aquarius. Much love. And as always, find your miracle in everything, because I promise you guys, if you look hard enough, you will always find one. Much love.